Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In this video, I'm going to give you a list of documents that I use to prove my work experience. Okay, without any further delay, let's start the video. This is the document list for work experience that worked for me, and obviously you would apply it to your case and come up with the documents that would best describe your scenario. Number one on my list is obviously reference letter, which is a mandatory document to prove your work experience, and I have created a separate video on that, so that's why I'm not going to discuss that in detail here. Number two on my list is another mandatory requirement, because your work experience needs to be a paid work experience. Okay, and in order to prove that you were actually paid for your work, you need to provide pay stubs, or in South Asian countries we call it pay slips. Okay, and in my case, my company does not issue pay slips. Okay, so what I did, I included bank statements, and the suggested procedure is to include your bank statements or pay slips for the first 3 months of your job and the last 3 months of your job to prove that this was the duration of your work. But what I did, I included the bank statements of the first 3 months, last 3 months, and also because my work experience was extended. I am working in an organization for over 9 years, so that's why my work period was very long. So what I did was, I included pay stubs from all years. Okay, sorry, the bank statements from all years, and I asked a friend who worked in my bank. I asked him to provide me bank statements, for 3 months of each year, and he provided me the PDFs. Okay, I did not have the print versions for this case. Okay, I had the PDFs, and I included them in my detail by compiling all of them together and then uploading it as a single document. So this was my proof for proving my paid work experience, and also it proved my experience claimed duration, that I claimed that I worked for over 9 years. So my first 3 months also were paid through my bank account officially, and the last 3 months were also paid. So this also proves the work duration. Okay, now thing is, whatever is mentioned in our reference letter, it should be practical, it should be proven with the help of the supporting documents. So this is the purpose of proving your reference letter. Okay, so number 3 on my list is a couple of official letters that I compiled, that I had in my record, because I did not ask my company separately or my HR separately to give me my file and I would copy all those documents again. No, I did not do that. Whichever documents I had in my briefcase, okay, I compiled them. I took their snaps from Cam Scanner app. I already have a video on that, and then I compiled them in a single PDF document and I uploaded them. So in my official letters, one thing is a suggestion for you guys, that these official letters should have also the same format of letterhead that your reference letter will have. Okay, because it is going to prove to the case officer that the reference letter you have is on the official letterhead of your company. So I included these official letters. Promotion letters whenever I was promoted. Salary letters, my company does not issue pay slips, but they issue salary certificates on the request of the employee. Okay, and so for my income tax returns, I always ask them for my yearly salary, that I was paid this amount in this year. Okay, so I included a couple of those salary letters which I had in my record. Others were lost, obviously. And then I included salary increment letters. Whenever I was promoted or my salary structure was changed, they issued a salary increment letter. So I had one salary increment letter, and I included it in my profile. Now, my company has been issuing so many letters to me, but I never kept a record. I never kept a track of that. So whichever I found in my briefcase, as I said, I just included those letters. Okay, and number 4 letter that I included was my appointment letter. Luckily, when I was appointed back in 2012, okay, I had that appointment letter saved somehow. It had tea stains Okay, somewhere, sometime, long time ago, I must have drank a cup of tea and it spilled on that document. Okay, so it had tea stains, but it worked for me. And number fifth document, official letter, was the transfer letter, because of my job, I was transferred from a couple of places, and those transfer letters, I also had one or two documents with me, so I included those letters, all compiled in a single PDF. Okay. Number four document that I included was tax deduction certificates. Now, as I already told you that while filing my income tax returns, I asked my company to issue me tax deduction certificates, because my company deducts tax at source, obviously. So they give this tax deduction certificate, and I didn't have them again for every year. I only had two tax deduction certificates, so I included them with my application. Number five, provident fund letters. Every year, my company issues a provident fund letter, okay, which states that this is the amount of your provident fund that lies with the company. Okay, and I included those letters. I had two provident fund letters, so I included them as well. Number six is a suggestion for you guys to prove that the duties mentioned on reference letter are genuine. You can include your job advertisement, which was initially posted on maybe an internet website like rosie.pk for Pakistan, Monster, or Indeed, or LinkedIn, whichever. Okay, so you can take a snapshot and you can include that in your application. Okay, and apart from that, your HR would issue a job description, the official job description for your job. In my case, I didn't have both of these things. Okay, I searched on the internet to look for that job advertisement, which I applied 9 years ago, but I could not find it. Neither my HR has a publishable job description. They didn't have it. Okay, so I didn't include it. I did not include these documents, but you should. Okay. Number seven, LOE, letter of explanation. So what I did was, in my application, wherever I included more than a couple of documents, I included a letter of explanation. Okay, this was a simple Word document that was exported as PDF. Okay, and it was titled as letter of explanation, work experience. Okay, so under that letter, I explained two things mainly. One was the detail of the person who signed my reference letter, because obviously I wanted to give a level of comfort to the case officer that if you want to inquire about my reference, you can simply call this person. This is his email, this is his phone number, this is his address. So you can easily inquire that this person signed my letter, and you can call them, or simply whatever your process is. So I just wanted to be transparent about it. And second thing I included in my letter of explanation was, why was I missing some documents? Okay, for example, I did not have pay slips. So I explained it in my LOE that my company does not issue pay stubs or pay slips. Okay, and I also said in my letter of explanation that because I didn't have pay slips, so I included bank statements from all those periods. Okay, I included 3 months from every year of my work experience. Okay, so these were the two things mainly that I discussed in my letter of explanation. Now, I'm not going to show my letter of explanation because this was simple and plain English. There is no format. Okay, as I told you, I just gave a heading and I wrote down those points. Okay, that's all. There is no format. So I don't want you to copy any online format that is available out there. Number 8, and the last thing, that is a very good thing that Mark Holty suggests and Kubair Kamal suggests. Both of these people, they suggest these things because they do it apparently for their clients. Okay, so what is that? That is a knock matching chart. Okay, so in this knock matching chart, you make a simple Word file. Okay, and in one table, you include the job duties that is available on the official IRCC website under your knock. Okay, so you include those job duties. Let's say there are 7 job duties. Okay, and on the other side, you include another table which lists the job description that is mentioned by your HR in your reference letter. Okay, let's say you have 12 duties. in your job. Okay, so 7 duties versus 12 duties. So obviously there are going to be some duties that fully match point number 1 in your knock requirement, point number 2 or point number 3, whichever. Okay, and there would be some duties that partially match 1 point in your knock requirement or 2 points in your knock requirement. So you what you do is your font color would be black. Okay, so in front of your job duties you would write in red font color. That's what I used. Okay, and you would say completely matching with point number 2, or you will say completely matching with point number 5, or you would say partially matching with point number 2, partially matching with point number 3 and 4. Okay, so this is something that I did. Obviously I did not have a format, and I would not give you a format, because what I explained, this is something that you should do. Okay, and you should come up with your own format. Okay, and this is the thing that will actually help the case officer. Now let me explain why I recommend doing this, or why Mark Holti or Kubair Kamal recommended doing this in their videos. Okay, so the reason is that case officer, he has so many documents going on in front of him, so he wants a level of comfort, a level of ease when he or she is going through your documents. Okay, so with this knock matching chart, you actually give them that level of comfort, right? So they don't have to go back to the IRCC website and match each job duty with the knock requirement job duty. Okay, they don't have to do that, because you have done that in front of them. Okay, so this is a great tip that I had received through watching their videos, and that is what I would also recommend you guys doing. Okay, so these were the 8 document documents list for proving your work experience, and I hope this video will be extremely helpful in your Canadian immigration journey. This is Iftikhar, wishing you guys all the best.